Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today is the day. I am finally going to sit down and do a whole debrief of this game. And with that being said, viewers, discretion is advised because I am not going to say some really positive things, mostly about this game. And then again, I've played this game the moment it was released. It was released around late June last year. So it's still a relatively new game. It hasn't even reached its first anniversary. But then again, these are my opinions. This is how I feel viewing this as a player and honestly, like marketing wise as well. So, take it with a grain of salt, do whatever you want. And then again, another disclaimer, I don't watch other people's YouTube videos content regarding this game, so I really don't know if I'm the enemy here and like everyone loved the game. But here's just my 2 cents on it, right? And I'm going to try to talk about a lot of them as much as possible. And I'm going to tell you obviously why I think it's kind of falling short and all of that jazz. But the thing is, the reason why it took me so long to make this video is because they keep updating and changing almost everything. So it's really hard for me to finally sit down and talk about it because they keep changing every update or so. So I hope things stay the way that it is or they improve, definitely, right? So let's do it. Now, this game, the story modes are very interesting. I really like it. Again, I haven't played these ones, the hard ones, and there is a reason why. It's because the game itself lacks something to make players, want to play this game every time. I don't know how to say it, but this game has bad retention rate. That is the HR word that I'm using. It has bad retention rate. And what I mean by that is people play the game and they just leave. No one wants to stay in the game. And I think the biggest part of it is the fact that they are not as generous as CRK or CR in general. So, in my opinion, games like CR and CRK are so popular. They're still booming right now. And the reason why is because they're always so generous. They will give you diamonds like no other. And I don't know about you, but that works. If you know what I mean. Like, how do you say it? If I know that a game developer is very generous to me and they would give me gems or diamonds in a blink of an eye over small achievements that I did, I would want to spend my money there. And that is true. That has happened for me with CRK and CR. I've spent money there, a lot of it, because they're very generous. Regardless, in this game, if I just open this, right, and we open to new, this is basically the entire timeline of this game. In my opinion, this game really starts to flop right after Jalapeno Cookie arrive. And that is when they start to change everything, which is quite sad, right? Because if you guys remember the beginning of the game, they were really generous with their codes, with the entire thing, and then they start to lose us slowly and slowly, and they start releasing more things, right? But all of the newer games are just not like side games. I mean, are not that interesting for me to actually be so hooked to the game. Like you can see, there was one time where I opened the game for half an hour and I was completely done with everything, and then they added a new game, which is Champions Raid, and it was more interesting. But everything is basically kind of the same, which really gets boring afterwards. You know what I mean? The story mode never gets boring because everything is always so different. That's why it's great. Everything else is kind of meh, in my opinion. It's boring. That's the thing. Like this game does not have good retention rates, which that is the whole point of my topic. But do I still like the game? Yes, I do. I've been wanting a game like this so bad, and I'm really happy that Dev Sisters is the one that started it. I mean, not started it, but they made a game like this as well. But also, yeah, it just lacks, or maybe I'm just being too hard on them because it's still a brand new game. They haven't reached their first year. So we'll talk a bit more in the future if they did updates or anything. And if you guys notice, I know someone's gonna notice, I actually post tutorials on how to get the chest and the bear from all of the game, but I haven't made a new one ever since, like, I haven't made one for this one. I haven't made the one for the hard ones. It's just, yeah. And because I rarely play the game now, and not because like I'm playing other games, that's true, but because it's just not fun anymore. And that is a very bad thing to say about a game, and you can tell that they were trying so hard. Like, have you guys realized the amount of the amount of gems, GIF, and coins that we get last time? It was crazy. Wait, let me see if we can look at the history. Well, that's the last of it, but they gave us so many things. Like, look at this. And there was way more down there, but they were trying so hard. And even with the gacha as well, like, let's do some right now. It's lacking. And in my opinion as well, the cookies right after candy drop, so jalapeno, I forgot, let me see. Where is it? Like, so jalapeno, lemon, peach, and ice mint were very flat. They were not as interesting as the other what am I saying? Other cookies. And the Skittles is just, not a big fan of them. Except Basil. Basil is still okay. He's the best among those 5. But everything else just, yeah, it fell short. And you can tell that they're trying so hard to make us go back to the game. And you know what's funnier? I mean, not funny. What's sadder is the fact that everyone from my guild, so I'm kind of like outing everyone here. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just saying people from my guild, I've seen those names ever since the game started, and the moment all of them hit level 40, all of them stop playing, because there's literally nothing more to it, and that is a very sad thing to say. So, I know I keep repeating the same things over and over. I'll get to the other things in a bit, but yeah, I'll probably like make me yapping about this faster, but okay. Let's talk about the game modes, right? That's what this thing is called, the game modes. There is a lot more now, but let's talk about it one by one. The story mode is great. I love it. Nothing to change about that. The raid mode is okay. It's okay. Honestly, the fact that they add a rank part, which I remember back then when the rank was first released, it was so hard. It was literally impossible to play. Even me, like when I'm playing with like people who are very good, who have very good high level cookies, it was too hard. So playing this was just enough, and I have literally no desire to play the rank mode. Probably because the gifts are the same, relatively, right? So it's just, there's nothing about this that makes sense to me. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. This game, I thought, yeah, this is for an event, right? Now, I don't understand why an event from Christmas is still available until the end of January. I think that's weird, right? Because why? You know what I mean? I feel like having a New Year's event would have been nicer, especially jumping into Valentine's in February. I feel like the end of the year going to the start of the year is the most hectic time. I feel like games could really benefit from that a lot, but they're just not using it here. So I don't know why. The game is quite fun though. I really like how it's a different game. You know what I mean? It's not the same game in different fonts. So I really like that actually, but I wish, yeah, they just do different things. That is what I'm trying to say. Okay, next one we have Extreme Boss Challenge, which when this was released, I thought this was Champion's Raid, but a different creature. This is basically the same thing, like the story game, like everything. So I don't know why it's there. You know what I mean? It's weird. And then you have Champion's Raid, which was fun because you can play with so many other people. But it's like, I feel like just having Champion's Raid is okay. Like, you don't have to add this because it's literally the same thing. And yeah, I don't know. It's just there. And to be fair, last time I played this, it took me like 15 minutes to finish everything. And then it's just there. There's nothing else to it. Like, okay. You know what I mean? And then we have Glass Labyrinth, which is again the same game in a different font, apparently. And I really like when they have it in this kind of way. I thought they were going to add more, like more here after 10, but they just turn it into this, which is fine, But then again, you finish everything so quickly, right? Now let's go to Seasonings Dungeon. I like this one. Let me just... This one's great. The reason why is you get something from it, right? Like you want a specific something from it. But even then, I've unlocked all of them, so I just use my hearts to get everything done. Also, the fact that they removed the hearts from the story game, so now, like, it's just weird. I don't know why they did all of that, but I guess they just want to win our hearts, right? So they remove the hearts from the story game so you can play as much as you want. Which I think, honestly, now that I think of it, now that I say it out loud, it kind of makes sense from what I was saying in the retention thing. But we're going to get back to that later. And then we have Tower Rift. You can play a duo or a solo. Again, the same game in a different font. Like, the point about me saying that over and over again is the fact that if you, like, randomly switch these around, and then you give me your phone, and then, okay, you're gonna play this game. Can you name what this is? It would be hard for me because a lot of them are basically the same thing but different. You get what I'm saying? Not Seasoning Dungeons though. These are very different, which I really like and appreciate. And I'm not understanding why they couldn't just do something like this for a lot of them. Yeah, and then now we have Guild Battle as well, which is again the same thing. And I know, people are going to come to me and say that, well, CRK and CR are the same thing as well. But I guess because they both have very deep stories to tell. And not just that, I guess they're very well made. I'm not saying this is not well made. It's still new. That's what I'm trying to say. But then again, you can't just make a game and then everyone blames it because, oh, it's a still new game, you know, like it's still growing. Like I understand that, but what about the players who play since day one? You know, like we want the treatment and we want the game that would be great in 5 years. Like that's not how it works. You know what I mean? It's just hard to explain. But now I'm circling back to this. The fact that they removed the hearts from the story mode is so that people will still play the game when they finished playing all of this, right? Because this one is 2 games. This one you need 150, which you can just skip. And on Glass Labyrinth, there's 3 of them. But then again, this is per season. So once you finish all 3, that's very quick, right? Like less than 10 minutes. And then you have Champions Raid, which you have 10 tickets. But if you actually already play the whole 10, you're not going to get 10 like every day. You know what I mean? And then this one is also for events. So once you finish 10, you're done. This one you can play as a side quest if you like. Raid, like you can look at my raid ticket, guys. There's 100 of them. It's crazy. That's why people play the story mode a lot more because, yeah, you know what I mean? That's why. And then the events, right? I mean, from the event tab, you have this, which is great. It pushes people to gacha and try to get the cookie, which is nice. I really like the idea of rewarding someone after they get something. It's a nice thing. Now we have the events, right? This new event, which I still am not the biggest fan of. Like, it's okay. The events are very simple, but yeah, it's not that appealing. Honestly, this page on its own, when I first opened the game and I was trying to play this event, it was kind of hard to understand, but I guess it's just me. And then we have this one, which, yeah, it's okay. Like, they tried something new, right? And I was so unlucky. I opened Okay, why did I do that? Okay, there we go. But yeah, they tried something new. But then again, it's a very easy, lighthearted game. Whereas it's very different from CRK and CR. And I just really wish that this is just a problem of being new. Which still sucks to say, because like just because you're new doesn't mean you have to suck, right? Like, especially a game that everyone has been anticipating for so long, it's crazy. Like that's what happened with me with CRK. I was anticipating the game like a year before it was released, and when it was released, I was really happy and I was really stoked with the game itself. And yeah. Oh, whoops. Okay. And then again, this debrief is mainly me complaining about the things that I do not like about it. But of course, guys, I still play the game sometimes, right? Like slowly not playing the game, but I'm still having the game. I still play it on my downtime. It's just, I wish it was better. Like, this game has so much potential. That's what I'm trying to say. And I hope they're trying to reach that potential in the right way. Because you know how sometimes the whole joke about big corporation not listening to what the people want? I don't want this game to go the other way. That's what I'm trying to say. So, this is tough love, right? And then again, I'm yapping a lot and I'm saying the same thing over and over again. So what do I know? Literally. The pass rewards are good. I actually purchased one of the pass rewards back then when it was first released. It's quite easy to achieve everything, so that's good. I don't want to expose people. Okay, let's go to gacha right now. Guys, I thought I was just complaining in my head until the moment I realized that they were giving to us free, what do you call this? Free tokens to gacha. Like, they were that desperate. That is insane. Right? I like the gacha. It's like any other gacha. The one that I don't like is this. The costume gacha sucks. It sucks because of two things. The fact that it is so hard to get these goddamn rainbow cubes. I have not had an increase in rainbow cubes in a long time. And the pull rates are actually insane. It says 1% chance for epic, 2.25% chance for rare. And what's crazier is I have a better chance of gacha pulls from CRK. And if you know CRK's, chance rates, it's like 0.001 or something. It's so bad. But I still have a higher chance of pulling from there than from here. Like, this is... Ew. I really do not like the costume gacha. Like, don't get me wrong. Everything looks cute. Everything looks stunning. Like, look at this cookie. Look at this cookie. But the rates, even getting the rainbow cubes is actually the worst. Like, seriously the worst. Everything else is fine. Like, they are very kind of. They're not very generous. They're kind of generous with their diamonds right after they realize that, oh shit, no one wants to play the game anymore, so let's send them some diamonds, right? But yeah, I think that one is really like the biggest of my complaint. Well, not the biggest. It's one of the biggest complaints I have about the game, because if you guys play CRK and you play CR, they're very generous. I mean, not just generous, but it's very easy or manageable for you to get those diamonds and those rainbow cubes to gacha. That's why people keep coming back, because it's achievable. It's not impossible. As for this game, it's quite literally impossible. And I guess, a mixture of a game that's just the same thing in different fonts, that once you finish, you just finish, like you just don't know what to do anymore, combined with the lack of love from, the developers about the diamonds, and the non-existent rainbow cubes, and the bad probabilities. It's just not a good mixture. And that is my opinion. I have to make that very clear. Also, if you are still listening to this, how do you survive me complaining about this? Because I get tired of it. I'm so sorry. But yeah, don't worry. I will try my best to speed up the ones that I'm repeating 10 times. But yeah. Now let's look at what's this. Oh, they just some offers. Okay. Let's look at the shop. Let's look at the shop. Honestly, oh, what? Okay, is it just me, or $35 for this pack is actually insane? That is expensive. I fear. Okay, $34 for 3 10 gacha pulls and 3 5 costume pulls with that much crystals is literally not worth it. That is 600%. That is insane. I fear the last time I purchased something from CR or CRK, it's very different. Like, I have never paid something over $35 and get this amount of stuff. Like, I would always get way more, and even the cheaper stuff gives you way more. This is crazy. This is crazy. What? $65 for what? For scrolls? For scrolls. You mean the scrolls that I have so many of? The one that I have never used because you get so many of them anyway? Like, even these ones? Like, that is crazy. Let's look at, this is half-versary. This is half. This is supposed to be $60. Okay. Like, look at this. That is crazy. And I'm saying this as someone who has purchased a lot from a lot of games. Because for me, if a game is very generous to me, I will be generous back. That is how I love my game. This is insane. This is crazy. Like, what? Okay, hot deals. What are the hot deals? This is insane. You guys, I have never checked this before, so I really don't know. Like, I'm not someone who likes to look at the shop, except the pass. So, yeah. This is okay, still. But yeah. The tower pass? How much is the tower pass? Look! The tower pass is cheaper. And you get so many from it. Like, that is crazy. My God. Okay. Now you know if you want to purchase something from this game, you know where to purchase. But yeah. Crazy times, honestly. Bro. Yeah, honestly, I thought this video was going to be like an hour-long debrief, but I've run out of things to talk about because that's literally it. Yeah. So my favorite thing from this game is honestly the story mode. The gameplay itself is very nice. The story mode is nice. But copy and pasting the story mode a million times with no other flavor into it is meh, in my opinion. The costume gacha, I hate it. I have beef with it. That is a problem. And yeah, I will still be playing the game. I will keep updates, because I'm pretty sure they're going to do something for their 1 year anniversary, which is in a few months. And if they do some major drastic changes, I will be making another video about that. That is all I have to say. Now, if you guys also want my opinions on CR or CRK or any other games that you want me to play, go ahead. I love doing that. But then again, I should get a note and write everything down so I don't say the same things over and over again like this video. But lesson learned. We'll try to change and work on that. But yeah, that is what I have to say about the game. So, why did I do that? Sorry. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to me yap about this game that seriously is not that big of a deal, honestly. But then again, it's tough love. I love the game. I want the game to improve. And I still want to play the game. Right? Because, sometimes games flop so hard, it just fell off the earth. I don't want that to happen to this game. So that is all I have to say. And I hope you guys have a good one. Stay safe out there. Bye, guys.